Okay, so we're underneath the car, we're moving the starter, and the first step is I used a long Phillips screwdriver and got that nut right there off of this wire. That was the first thing. It's just a screwdriver. I use this long, like 16-inch ones. I got it from the back side, back around here. The next thing to access the 17mm nut, as you can see, I have a needle nose pliers right here, and I grabbed onto this rubber sleeve and yanked it back, exposing that 17mm. And then I got the electrical, actually broke. As you can see, it just broke. I don't know if this is made of plastic or rubber. It's really soft, and I was trying to put a 17 on there to turn. Right here, 1, 2 for the 10mm, and I used the socket ratchet with the extension going this way. I grabbed it from this side, up above here. So I've wrestled with bolts for hours. So there's the 10mm hex, that's the bottom one, and the top one is there. As you can see, I got my extension on it, and it's in there right there. And the other one's right there. Right through this side of the muffler, and right on there. There's the other bolts, the hex, and the other one is above it. I had to clean it a lot. I used some power solvent and sprayed it, and also cleaned the tip of my socket, and just wrestled with it for hours. I got it finally with leverage and everything. So we've got the 2 back bolts loose, and we got the 2 front 10mm off the bracket, and we got the wiring loose. Of course, we disconnected the battery before we did anything. The question is, will it come out of the bottom of the car? So what I did was I moved the wheel all the way over to that way, the outside, creating space in between here, and then it's just like delivering a baby. Get the head first, so we're gonna spin it around. Oh, it's heavier than a baby, so we're gonna spin it around and get this end down here first, and hopefully that'll be enough space. So there it is. It came out just like this. Oh, it's heavier than a baby. You get the idea. Cut! Oh. Just delivered the Mercedes baby. So as we see what happened to my starter, the electrical connection broke. So we're going to have to take that and that off. 17, looks like the other side's a 15. 5 years. So I'm putting the starter in. And it's kind of lipped. I cleaned it first, but it's kind of lipped. So I stuck that in first. And I've lined up these bolts here. I'm going to put the bracket on first, or 10mm. Put that on loosely. Then I'll go back and do the 10mm hex nuts, and then finally the wiring. So hopefully I'll be good. So the way that I did it is I started right here. That bottom one right there. I started that just to get it. First I had this on tight, and I started that just to get it set. And then I did the back 2mm. And then I struggled a little bit getting this in there, but when I loosen these up, this is the key. Loosen these up, make it like a loose tooth. Start with that. Everything loose like this is the way you can get this bracket on. First put on the other side.